Hello and welcome to Charch Chat. I'm Paul Charchian from LeagueSafe.com. Thanks for joining us. It's week 17. We'll take a look at the passing game sneak attack style, and that means that we're looking at quarterbacks, wide receivers, and tight ends that can help your team. And for a lot of you, you need help this week because the best players are off and on bye. You got one of the Mannings as your quarterback, you're out of luck. So let's take a look at some of the guys that are available on the waiver wire in all probability, or at a minimum, guys you wouldn't normally start. And I've got two quarterbacks, a wide receiver, and a tight end for you. We begin with Chad Pennington going up against the Jets. Now, I know Pennington feels very, very boring. He's the masterpiece theater of quarterbacks, but this is a good opportunity. And Pennington very quietly putting up really good numbers. His touchdown numbers have increased in 4 straight games. 0, then 1, then 2, then 3. Could it be 4 this week against the Jets? Well, if the Jets have anything to say about it, yes, it could be 4 because only 4 teams have allowed more passing touchdowns than the Jets. So it's so much easier to pass on the Jets than it is to run on the Jets. Would not be surprised to see the Jets just come out gunning in this game. And yeah, this is a great opportunity for Chad Pennington. You know, he spreads the ball around to all kinds of different guys. So I'm not crazy about any one of his receivers. If I had to pick one, I'd pick Devon Best. But you know, he's throwing to backup tight ends like Martin, and Fasano's getting in the action, and Ted Ginn's getting in. He's running them in. They spread the ball around so much there. I really like the quarterback position a lot more than any of the wide receivers, but I like Pennington here for at least multiple touchdowns. Seneca Wallace is my next guy. He goes up against Arizona. They have allowed the most passing touchdowns in the NFL, and Arizona's allowed passing touchdowns in 14 straight games. So you got to figure that Seneca Wallace is going to go ahead and get you at least one. And why would he be different than the other 14 quarterbacks who came before him? At least one. So Seneca Wallace is going to be one of those guys who will not lose your game. You're going to get at least one for you. He's not going to go Kurt Warner, no touchdowns and 30 yards on you. He'll get you at least your one passing touchdown. And let's remember, Seneca Wallace is very mobile and has the opportunity to run one in. That's always, you never know. But I'm just saying that the prospect is there for Wallace. He hasn't run one in yet this year, but maybe this is the game. Let's go to the wide receiver position. I'm taking Josh Reed, which I know sounds a little bit weird, but let's remember the Patriots are really, really bad against the pass. They've allowed the second most passing touchdowns, the second most touchdowns of the wide receiver position. And Josh Reed has caught more passes over the last month than Lee Evans. And he's been thrown 2 more times than Lee Evans. And by most fantasy scoring systems, he's been better than Lee Evans for the last month. So Josh Reed's going to be our guy. And now let's go to the tight end position. Donald Lee has an opportunity here against the Lions, and I know it feels like a layup. It's the Lions, but the Lions are especially bad against the tight end. Over the last 6 weeks, they've given up tight end touchdowns in 4 games. So a nice opportunity for Donald Lee, who's been very inconsistent, but the Packers, as we saw on Monday night, have not given up. They're still battling hard, and I think they show up here. And you know, certainly the Packers do not want to be the team that allows the Lions their only win of the season. So the Packers are going to be playing to win, and I like that aspect as well. There you go. Chad Pennington, Seneca Wallace, Josh Reed, and Donald Lee are your sneak attack players through the passing game. I'll be back tomorrow to talk about the running backs. You can look for that as well here at Open Sports. If you've got a question for any of the members of our fantasy team, send us an email, fantasy@opensports.com.
So you think you can tackle a pro? There's only one way to find out. Click on fantasy@opensports.com.